One thing that I find curious about this is that they didn't tell you how many samples you should get. In part, here it is, part B, they tell you how many samples you should get, but not part F. So let me just tell you that real quick. This was a sample, there were 6 actors here. In this case, they took a combination with part 2. We're doing part with size 3 here. Now, don't worry about the C thing if you don't know what that means. It's called a combination in mathematics. You don't need to know about it, but it's 6C3 is what you're finding. So out of 6, right, 6 guys here, right there, 6 of them, you're taking samples of size 3. So the way to find out what that number is equals combin, there it is, combin, and it says number, which was 6, comma, number chosen, 3. There, 20. So we should have 20 samples. And when I go down here, right, you can see, oopsie, there it is. Before I pick up on the mouse, you can see it says 20RX3C, 20 rows. Great. I already found the X bars, so that's part good, right? So I've done part B over again, if you will, and part C over again, if you will. Now I'm on the complete the mean of the sampling distribution part, which is the more involved part. So let me copy. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to right click and paste special. And I want to choose values. Okay. It won't work if you just paste, trust me on that. All right, now I'm going to scroll over here to the right. Now I want to get these X bars in order, so I'm going to click on that row, or excuse me, that column, go to data, click sort, and there we go. All right, it's got them in order, so let's go. Actually, what I might do, in the interest of time, let me copy, let me teach you a little trick here, and I'm going to paste. The numbers won't matter here. So what I'm going to do, these numbers different, 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 different. Ah, there's the same ones. Let me right click, I'm going to delete, and I'm going to shift cells up. There we go. I'm going to do it again right here. I'm getting rid of the extras, right? So there were two 37.3s, see that? I made it so there's only one by deleting one of them. There's 37.6, there were 2 of them. I got rid of one of them. There's two 38.6s. Let me delete. I'm right clicking there to do that. And there we go. Now I only have one 38.6. Two 39s, let me delete. Actually, here. I've got two 39s and two 40s. Let me delete both of these. There we go. Nope, I want to shift up, not left. So shift up. 140 now written, 141, 141.3. Everything else is different. Okay, so the probabilities. The probabilities are different now here. This was out of 20 now. So it's 1 out of 20 for the first one, 1 out of 20 for the second one, and so on. As a matter of fact, again, in the interest of time, I'm going to drag. I'm going to make them all out of 1 out of 20 to begin with, and then I'm going to go back in and fix the ones that are not. So 36.3, that was 2 out of 20. Let's see, so was 37.3, so let me drag that. 37.6 was also 2 out of 20, so I'm going to drag it again. 38.6 was as well, dragging. 39.6 was, 40 was. So all of those were 2 out of 20, right? There was only 141, only 141.3, and so on. Okay, so now this is still the right formula. I just have to drag it because I changed things in here, so it doesn't like that. This reference thing means something's broken. So let me go in here. This is still correct. I can click on it so you can see. It's X bar times the probability of X bar. That's good. Let me drag. Awesome. So the mean, let me move this down. The mean will be the sum, oopsie, dragging, equals the sum of these numbers. Enter. There we go. Right? So let's see if this makes sense. 34 times that probability, and so on. Let me check my probabilities and see what they add up to. Uh-oh. Too many. Something's not right. I've got too many in here. 37 point, oh, I didn't have 2 of those. That's the mistake right there. 38.6. It should be the number that we got originally, right? That shouldn't change. I knew I was making a mistake because something wasn't in there, and it was that typo right there that was causing that error. All right, done with that. Now we need to finish it off, but I'll have to do that in the next tutorial.